Well, hello there to my Aquarius, and happy full moon to each and every one of you Aquarius. Looks like we're gonna have a little bit more time. I've had to film your video a couple of times because we kept running out of space on the camera. All right, let's get it. Let's get into it. This reading is going to be for December 3rd through the 10th. So you're probably watching it on the 4th on the actual full moon. All right, let's do it, Aquarius. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's go. Happy full moon for each and every one of you all. So I've already prayed over your cards. We already have the spread out here. Starting off with you all is the star card here. This is the present energy here, star card. So the star card is for alignment, inner peace, intuitive clarity. Also, your empathic senses are heightened in a calm, but not an overwhelming way, right? And so the message for you all is to trust the gentle nudges that you're receiving. An affirmation that I would give you all for this would be, is my intuition guides me with clarity and serenity, right? So you all rule 11th house. 11th house is all is about friendship, teamwork. That 11 all into itself symbolizes light, getting off the fence and enlightening people in your circle. Like, you all are ruled by Saturn, which is a social planet. Saturn and Jupiter are social planets. And you're also ruled by Uranus. Uranus is a community planet, right? It's a collective planet, excuse me. It's a collective planet. So your house, 8, friendship and community, you want to find out what your zodiac sign is in that house. So please pull your birth chart. I do have a link for free birth charts. Also, you have another video up on the, and you can go check it out on the Patreon side. So don't forget that either. So go check that out as well. Okay. Don't forget that either. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. All right. So we also have the Empress card here. So yeah, make sure in your circle, right, that you're enforcing boundaries, right? Saturn is a boundary planet. A lot of you all have had Saturn returns, like major life changes, right? And so star, a lot of people associate star with being famous. You could be popular, like on your job, anywhere. You could be anywhere from a street sweeper to on the world stage, right? World stage. You could be a famous person, you know, on television, you know, popular on social media, millions of followers, streaming, music, television shows, all of those things, right? Very, very popular, right? And so you could have highs and lows in your career, whatever it may be, but still you want to enforce boundaries, right? Regardless. It's in those Saturn returns where you could be moving, like packing, moving, that you want to enforce boundaries, right? Because you're still in human form, but you want to enforce boundaries, right? When it comes to your family and friends and those kind of things. And this Empress card here, you know, what's supporting you is this Empress, right? And so you expect people to support you as you've supported them, but again, to enforce boundaries. So the meaning for Empress energy is comfort, emotional replenishment, nurturing energy. And so the message is that you're being surrounded by supportive, warm frequencies. So let them refill your emotional cup. And an affirmation here that I've created for you all is to just allow it to happen. You know, people that are really have your back here, you know, people who really have your back. This is where you don't want to be confused as to who has your back and who doesn't have your back. So this is something that you're going to be really praying about. This is something that you're really going to be praying about. This is where you're not going to be confused as to who has your back and who doesn't have your back, right? And that can be confusing. That really can be confusing. So allow yourself to receive nourishing and healing energy in your star, right? Nourishing and healing energy, right? So what you need to release is the 7 of Wands here. And so meaning for the 7 of Wands is over defending your energy, emotional exhaustion from constant boundary maintenance, right? So 7 would be the Justice card, right? So the Justice card is Libra's energy. We're not necessarily talking about a Libra, right? But you've already carried people on your back in a physical sense. Like, in other words, you paid people's bills, You've babysat, you've done this, you've done that. And so what you're trying to get away from is this sense of entitlement. People feel like they feel entitled, almost like you're supposed to continue carrying them. You're supposed to carry them. Your kids are supposed to carry them. All of this entitlement. Matter of fact, some of you all, this water energy here, I know you can't really see it here on this card. You probably have some kind of, this is in the physical realm in terms of auric layers, right? This is solar plexus chakra energy. Somebody could come from a family, and this is common, believe it or not. Somebody could come from a family where it's almost expected. And this is what you want to get real clear, right? It's almost expected that you carry people, right? You want to communicate that. Mercury is not retrograde. It's either post shadow retrograde or either station direct, but it's not retrograde. You want to be crystal clear that you have carried people, right? And some ways of being clear is to share their feedback, right? So sometimes people have shown you feedback. They've given you hugs. They've given you birthday parties or something. Thank you, a thank you. Thank you so much. This is why I talk about giving people flowers while they're still alive. Thank you so much for all that you've done. You've been so generous and so kind. And so those kind of things, right? And that's where it ends right there. That's where it ends, right? And that's it. Thank you. Right. And so, but some people take it, things way too far. You're supposed to carry them to the end of time. Right. So no, or your kids are supposed to do something. That's not, no. Right. They make an introduction. You got to pay them back to the end of time. No, thank you. Did you do it out of the kindness of your heart? Did you do it because you really wanted to do it? Right. So not every situation requires your guard to be up. An affirmation here is I release unnecessary tension and protect my energy with ease. Right? Protect your energy with ease. Something has come to an end. Something is coming to an end. Right? And somebody is angry about it. Somebody is really, really angry about it. Right? Because somebody is, like I said, somebody has a sense of entitlement because somebody has always seen you as the competition, right? And you've been carrying people's energy, you've been carrying them on your back for a long time because it's for them, they see it as some kind of an exchange, not because they want to do it, because they feel like whoever this is, and again, this is full moon energy. Full moon fully exposes everything, right? And so here we have the moon card. So something is coming to an end. I don't know who this is in your family, friendship, whatever. Somebody from your past has exposed a secret. And you're putting something to an end, right? So let me put it this way. You are a star, right? You did something because you wanted to do it. You would have done something out of the kindness of your heart, and it cost you money. It actually cost you because this is just your heart, right? So in other words, whatever you do it just because of the kindness of your heart. You'll just do it. Like if you, it's not like if let's say, because the Empress card looks like a pregnant person, and I'm talking to men and women, Aquarius. So let's say, for instance, you're the aunt or uncle, or just say you have kids. You say, okay, I'm taking everybody to the park. Hey, you're not, and if you could afford to, hey, if somebody couldn't afford to or didn't have the money, hey, you got a little extra money. I'll take care of everybody. Don't worry about it, right? Somebody in your family feels like because they did something, put a word in, said something to somebody, that somebody has to pay them back, and they can afford to do it, right? But they didn't say something to you about it. They didn't say anything to you about it, but they're making somebody work for it, right? Because they see you as competition, right? But something has always been that way. They're not showing any compassion whatsoever. So you're putting an end to something. You are the one that's putting an end to something. You don't want their help. You don't want it. You just don't want it. because that's not how you handle stuff. They didn't come to you. They crossed the boundary. They didn't come to you, right? So you don't want their help. Yeah, so this is a hidden influence. So this right here is subtle emotional undercurrents, psychic dreams, intuitive downloads. A message for you is, you want to pay attention to vivid dreams, flashes of insight, or sudden emotional shifts. They've in their messages, right? So you're getting downloads to your dreams. And so an affirmation for you is, I honor the wisdom that speaks through my intuition. And this is an energy that is jealous. This is a copycat energy. So they align themselves with people who see you as the opposition. And I know this is fire because you're air, right? Every zodiac sign rules a house. Every zodiac sign rules a house. And if you're working together collaboratively, everybody can help everybody. And that's the beautiful part of you being a star. But the other part of it is the number 11, is that everybody can enlighten everybody on how to rule their houses within the zodiac wheel. That's the beautiful part of it. But somebody in your family who sees themselves, they put their energy, the way that it's like somebody has to be, this would be a family member who feels like they have to be, and I'm not sure how, this has to be generational. This is generational in your family. Where this opposition started, where somebody has to be the biggest star. It's almost like in almost every family, somebody has to be the star of the family, right? And so this has to be like some kind of clash or friction where and it doesn't have to be that way. So you're putting an end to something, right? How you're putting it into it, you're going to pray about it first. And I know that because of the number 7, the polarity to that would be 4. So that would be, this is Libra. The polarity that is Aries, right? So somebody wants to partner with you, but they see you as opposition. In other words, they're an open enemy, right? You don't need an open enemy. They got to show a shadow to you. They have to force a shadow to you in order to make themselves look like the light. When you're actually, and you're an empath, you're a person who would do it just because, right? So they're trying to show a shadow to you. So they got to do something. So they had to do something to force a dark side of you, right? So there's a light and dark to everybody. You're just exposing a truth. You're exposing a truth, right? So here's the 8 of Pentacles. Here's the meaning. The meaning of this is dedication, mastery, refining your gifts. A message for this is that you'll be perfecting a spiritual or creative skill. Your empathic awareness sharpens noticeably. An affirmation I created for you all is, I grow and evolve through steady, mindful practice here, right? So you've mastered something. This is why you're putting it into something. This energy had to come together with other people to come up against you. This is a copycat energy. And they did something to a younger person to make them work for it. Every single energy that's connected to this, you're leaving in the past because you're a star. You were born a star, right? Also remember this too, Aquarius. Find out what your zodiac sign is in your 12th house, because you sometimes, as a giver, you can be so much of an overgiver. And I mentioned this in a previous reading, so much of an overgiver. You're so busy pouring out in everybody else's cup of water and wisdom and knowledge and all of that, that as that owl sitting on a ledge, that knowledge, right? You're sitting on a ledge, you're rising to the king of swords, meaning that you're making sure you're looking around to see if anybody's pouring something into your cup. This is water. And you want to make sure that clear substance is not poison, right? That they're pouring poisoning into your cup and you're buying into this. Oh, somebody's showing you some compassion, and it's really not compassion. It's actually poison. So somebody can come back with that. Well, I was doing something kind for you because you've always done something kind for me, when really they're actually feeding poison to everybody else behind your back secretly while copying everything that you're doing, and you're aware of it, right? So no, you're not letting something fly. Somebody's been copying you their whole life, but where it started was This is generational in your planet. And I know that because Neptune is retrograde. Neptune, Jupiter, Uranus, and Chiron are retrograde. Find out what your Chiron is. You do need your time of birth for Chiron, right? So yeah, put an end to that kind of mess. You break everybody, literally everybody on the planet is breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses, right? So Two of Cups here is, you know more, a whole lot more. And this is the scary part for a lot of people. You know a whole lot more than you say, right? A whole lot more, right? So heart connection, harmony, emotional resonance here, right? A message for you all with this is a meaningful partnership or emotional exchange aligns beautifully. Expect mutual understanding. An affirmation that I created for you is I attract relationships that honor my heart and energy, right? Yeah. All these people sitting around with all these secrets and they know this and know that and nobody's really saying anything, but they don't need to. All the people that's sitting back with mum's the word, not saying anything, they're going to retreat. See how these people are retreating? Because they can't use your words against you. They know your gifts are on point. Whoever you are, that's not arrogance. That's just the truth. You just know something because you're actually producing something, right? You're putting it all to bed. You're putting it all to rest, right? So challenge for some of you all is the Five of Swords, miscommunication or energetic tension with someone. Someone is sort of like overwhelmed by your gifts. Like, oh my God, this person is so gifted and talented. I can't believe it. You know, I want to partner with them. They're taking what I'm saying and what I'm doing the wrong way. But what they don't understand, the root of it is, and you're pulling something up at the root, is that while they may have meant well, it's how they went about doing what they're doing. This is a family member. These are family members. It's how they're doing. They're stepping back a generation, generation 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe generations. It could be 5 generations back that you're stepping back saying, this has been done for generations. How things are being done generationally is just wrong. If you're going to do something kind, do it from the kindness of your heart. Stop the sneakiness. We just doing something out of the kindness of our heart and then making, you're not asking, you're not going to people's parents asking, do you mind if I do this? Do you mind if I do that? You know, I want to make sure I'm not overstepping boundaries. Miscommunication or energetics. So an affirmation is, you know, my peace is more valuable than winning any argument. You're not arguing about it. A boundary was overstepped. There's no conversation about it. No and, ifs, or buts. So, you know, Queen of Cups, this is you. This is your empath message right here. Emotional mastery, gentle psychic sensitivity, compassion. You're meeting it with compassion. You are not too sensitive. You're finely tuned. Use your emotional intelligence wisely. An affirmation for you is my sensitivity is a gift that I use with wisdom and love. Yeah, sensitivity is a gift. I say this all the time in my reading because without it, yeah, you would be just cold, and because this is a cold moon, you would be cold and heartless, right? You would be the one that's like, okay, your kids don't have any money to go to the amusement park, or your kids don't have any money to go. Okay, well, just leave them behind while your kids sitting there with tears rolling down their face, right? But you at least ask first. You at least ask, right? So some people will be mad that you even said ask first, right? The Sun card here, success, clarity, and optimism. And so expect a burst of joy, confidence, and renewal. Something becomes undeniably clear. An affirmation for you is I welcome joy, clarity, and radiant energy into my life, right? And so the outcome is emotional transition, relief, mental calm, moving to a higher vibration. A message is you end the week lighter, clearer, and more centered mentally and emotionally. An affirmation is I move forward with peace, clarity, and gentle self-love. Stop letting people overstep boundaries. Stop letting your family overstep boundaries when it comes to your kids, your spouse, and everybody else. Going to your exes, doing stuff as far as your kids are concerned, overstepping boundaries like you don't even exist. like you're a ghost or something, showing that they are the opposition. They've always had an issue with you. Nah. You ain't arguing about that. Well, I just wanted to do something nice for you. No, you didn't. When was the last time you talked to certain people? No, you didn't. Stop the BS. And we're talking about belief system, by the way. Stop the BS. That is why you got the Five of Swords here. That's why somebody felt comfortable being disrespectful to you. The answers you seek are coming. That's why somebody felt comfortable arguing with you. You have the gift of clairvoyance. You see things very clearly. Yeah. Somebody is still stuck. This isn't, you got it. Somebody has an Aries in their family that feels like you did them some kind of an injustice, and they're spearheading something. The dispenser of justice, the justice card is a 7. I'm telling y'all right here. Somebody feels like you did them some kind of an injustice. Instead of them saying something to you, they got a whole army of people together. Treat yourself to a spa day. Yeah, you have a new attitude. Find out what your Chiron is. You made a positive impact on them. Somebody's an incubus, right? So your enemy's playing backfire. Somebody got a whole army of people together. So yeah, something isn't as deep as you think because you've been dealing with something since you were a teenager. This fire right here lets me know that that's when you woke up to something. Somebody been treating you like you in some kind of teenage competition since you were a teenager. So even a preteen, but as far back as you can remember. You are protected and loved. Leave them behind. Somebody's a changeling. I don't know what that, but anyway, somebody misses you. So your next love interest will make you happier. Yeah, the healer and protector of travelers is with you. Yeah. So you have the gift of claircognizance. Y'all, some of your older relatives, some of the elders in your family have been telling you some things about, some of the elders in your family have been not just necessarily alluding to some things, but they've been straight up telling you some things that sometimes it doesn't register until you become an adult. You ain't want to believe something, but you're seeing something blaringly in your face right now. The curse is now broken. Yeah, a boundary was crossed. Address it. Take a leap of faith. You're not getting into an argument with anybody. Somebody has had a problem with your star since you came out the womb. But I bet y'all anything, and I'm not anything, right? But y'all know what I'm saying. There's somebody in your family, an elder in your family, told you this a long time ago. I'm not trying to start no fights at the dinners, at the holiday dinners. But I bet y'all, because them elders in the family, they be peeping stuff. they see stuff. They like, okay. Mental conflict. You know, sometimes them aunties and uncles, they looking at the table, they look around the table, they going, okay. They seeing stuff. Right? That number 2, Taurus rules second house. So yeah, you're not going to be bullied anymore. You've been bullied enough. You've been bullied enough. You're not going to be bullied anymore. And you're seeing the same old thing. You're not doing it. You're extraordinary. That's right. There's something wild and impetuous. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. You're calling it out. Yeah, you're calling it out. I'm telling you, your family members saw something a long time ago. You're not, that's a form of bullying. All this overstepping boundaries and people playing mind games and gaslighting. Nope. '24. So soul star chakra. There it is. Hopefully this has been helpful. Make sure you all are watching out for the deer because they are out. It's a full moon. A lot of people got a lot of energy. And so, no, you're not conflicted at all. You're not conflicted at all. Somebody has been bullied since as far back as you can remember by 2 energies. You're not going to be bullied. You're not going to let that's not going to be passed down to your kids, grandkids, none of that mess. The curse is broken. The curse is broken. You're putting an end to it. That's what I see for you. Bye.